Hey guys, thank you for watching my channel, Gus's Plants. And in today's video, you guys can see I have a huge amount of Hoyas that I'm gonna trellis. Coming in spring and summer, Hoyas start to just grow tendrils massive, and if you don't trellis them, some of them will look like HOYA Oblongacutifolia. What I mean by this is that some of those tendrils will not really grow leaves, and they'll just look like stems just growing out of your plant without any leaves. And to me, that look is not so much appealing. You might be wondering, why is your Hoya not growing leaves? Well, because you don't have it trellised. Some Hoyas like to dangle down, and that's how they like it, like HOYA Shepherdii, HOYA Weyerii. They like to be, you know, danglers. But most Hoyas, I'm gonna say about 80%, like to be trellised on some kind of like hoop, some kind of like tree branch or something. They like to latch their tendrils on something, and once they're latched, then they start vining and growing leaves. I have a few examples here to show you guys of some of the Hoyas that I have trellised and they're growing leaves. I'm going to show you guys an example here. This is HOYA Revolubilis, and I have this Hoya trellised. You can see how large it is. The tendril is just massive, and the leaves on this Hoya are just extravagant. This Hoya sits on a 24 foot, or yeah, 2 foot actually, 24 inch, 2 foot trellis bamboo. And that's actually one of my favorite types of ways to trellis your Hoyas, in bamboo sticks. This one is kind of heavy, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in my kitchen where I have it, because if I let it sit, it's just gonna fall over. So let me go ahead and put this back in the kitchen, and I'll show you guys another example of how I like to trellis. So another Hoya that I have trellised, not in a bamboo stick, it's HOYA Irina. This HOYA Irina, I have it trellised in what looks like to be like a tomato grower or like a jasmine plant supporter. It's one of these. This Hoya grows huge, massive leaves, you guys can see. And the tendril is just going off the hooks. It's just actually outgrowing the trellis. So it's over there. It's actually growing a new little vine over here on the side, if you guys could see. Right here. That's a new little trellis. Oh, a tendril. So yes, this Hoya does need support because it has multiple stems growing. It's not just one stem. It has like about 5 different stems that are just, you know, trying to grow. And so if I put a bamboo trellis, then it'll kind of get crowded really fast. So since this one has multiple vines and multiple tendrils growing, I decided to put it in one of these because, you know, it gives a lot of support. But yes, this is HOYA Irina. Now the Hoyas that I have in this, that I'm gonna show for you guys in this video, I'm actually gonna use bamboo hoops, bamboo trellises. Why do I like bamboo trellises? Because they are the closest to like a tree branch. Hoyas like to, you know, they're epiphytes. They grow on their trees. They don't even grow in soil. The closest thing that I have for a tree here is bamboo, right? So I'm gonna be using bamboo hoops in 2 different sizes, 24 inch and 12 inch. Let me show you guys the sizes. So this right here is just a 1 foot, pretty much like a Subway. When you go to, you know, a Subway, you get a foot long. This is the size of this bamboo. It's not so long, but I like it. And then this one right here is a 24 inch, which is 2 of these. I picked this up at, no, this is actually 18. This is 18, and then this is 12. I picked them up at Home Depot online because they didn't have it in store. I went to like 4 of them, didn't have them in store, so I ordered them online. But I really like this. They're natural bamboo wood, and so when you put it in, like, say your pot with soil or whatever medium you have, they're not really gonna go bad, as opposed to like using kind of like wire or some kind of mesh or some kind of like something else. The soil or whatever you have might actually, you know, kill or affect your trellis. But since this is bamboo, nothing really happens to them. If you go to Asia, a lot of houses in Asia and even in South America are made with bamboo. So if people can live in bamboo houses that are, you know, buried in the sand, in the soil, then of course a bamboo hoop will survive on a pot. I'm also gonna use this little wire or thick wire for a different kind of Hoya that I have that I'm gonna show you guys later on. But anyways, so let's continue trellising my Hoya. So the first Hoya that I'm gonna trellis right here, it's HOYA Joy, HOYA Carly. This one I got it with one of my friends here on YouTube. Her name is The Planted Cauliflower. She has her own YouTube channel. And so this HOYA Joy, for me, it's amazing. I've had it for, I think, 3 months. I don't remember. I had an unboxing video when I got this Hoya. And so I've had this Hoya for a while, and it didn't do anything. It stayed stagnant. It didn't grow, it didn't show signs of anything. And my friend's Carly, which we got it on the same time, the same day, hers grew astronomically better than mine. So what I did is I actually fertilized this plant with Miracle Grow fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. I fertilized this plant twice in a month, so once every 2 weeks, and it started growing like crazy. Then I just took it out in my greenhouse and it took off like crazy. So since now it's growing so much, I'm gonna give her a trellis. I'm gonna give her an 18-inch trellis because it has such a huge tendril just growing like crazy, and I don't want that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on the soil. Actually, I have this growing in coconut husks. I think Carly has her growing on Paen, I'm not sure. But you can get an idea that this plant likes to grow in different mediums. I don't think that I will have it in soil, but I do like it in coconut husks. It likes to stay on the wet side, not so dry, and keep it very humid because it does like humidity. The least humidity that you give it, the less it'll grow. I was giving mine lots of humidity, but this one is actually, in my opinion, and in Carly's opinion, I think, she likes to be fed. She likes to be fertilized. So fertilize your Hoya Joy and it'll grow. There you go. This is my Hoya Joy, nice and trellised. Moving on to the next one. This one here is Hoya hadsomepine. Hoya hadsomepine is a very interesting Hoya. It needs humidity. I was not giving this plant humidity, and so it just grew 2 leaves now that I took it outdoors in my yard, in my greenhouse. And so it took off, it's taking off, the tendril is growing. This one I have it in soil, and so I'm gonna give her an 18-inch bamboo trellis. And so I see a lot of people like to do lots of stuff with when they're trellising their Hoyas. They like to use some kind of like mesh, or they like to use some kind of like something like butterfly clips to like. So sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on the weight of the leaves. Sometimes the leaves are kind of heavy and bulky, and a little butterfly clip or like a, or just its stem alone will not keep it in place. So I do use like a Velcro or some kind of like plastic wrappers. However, for this one, you can see it's cooperating and it's doing her own thing. You can see how it looks. Oh, it actually just dangled out. But I mean, once you arrange it like this and you put it in the, and I put it in the greenhouse, I won't be moving it much, so it won't be really outgrowing the tendril or the bamboo hoops. So yeah, this is Hoya hadsomepine, already nice and trellised. The next one I have here, this one I also got in an unboxing and I have a video with it. This is HOYA Aldrichii. There you go, you guys can see. So HOYA Aldrichii for me is very easy to root. I rooted this plant in about a week, actually. It rooted really quickly with intense humidity. And so it just grew like crazy, and I am obsessed with this plant. I really like this plant, guys. It's one of my favorites, so absolutely love it. It's growing new leaves. The leaves are very shiny and glossy. I'm gonna give this plant, since it's a fast grower, I'm gonna give her a 18-inch hoop. I also have it growing in soil. There you go. And like the other ones, let me just wrap her up in her. It has a little leaf that I kind of don't want to disturb. There you go. Okay. So there it is, guys. My HOYA Aldrichii, nice and trellised and looking lush, looking happy. Tips that I could give you guys about this plant is that it loves humidity and it loves brightness, it loves wind, and it just likes to grow like crazy. If you give this plant lots of I'm kind of like iffy about this side right here, because you know what, let me trellis her the other way around, because I feel like the little, or let me move the hoop. Actually, it does have a little baby leaf that it was kind of like hitting towards the trellis, and I kind of didn't like that. So okay, this is much better, and I'll show you guys right now what I'm talking about. The leaf, it looks much better. The leaf is free to grow and, you know, do her thing. So right there, you guys can see the little leaf. right there, little leaf right there. Okay, yeah, but I have it growing in soil. I could see this plant growing in whatever kind of medium you like: soil, coconut bark, orchid bark, pond, leca. But I have it in soil, basic plant, I think. But it's very rewarding because it grows really nice. The next one I have here is actually HOYA Clandestina. So HOYA Clandestina, I got it from Unsolicited Plant Talks, and it was actually doing really good. And then for something happened that my plants got infested with like some kind of mealybugs. So I took all of them and I sprayed them down, and this is one of them that got mealybugs, so I had to get rid of the leaves, and so I kind of cut it back from where it was to this. This is actually already recuperated. It looks very nice and healthy and glossy, and I really like this plant because it just looks very nice. This plant, however, it's taking a little bit to grow, and the leaves are growing very nice. So I'm gonna give this plant a smaller 12-inch trellis. It does have two tendrils growing on the sides, so then both of them can wrap on each hoop and look very nice. I got this from Unsolicited Plant Talks, like I mentioned, so it is growing in coconut husks, and I like that. I like coconut husks. So yeah, I just put the hoop. The tendrils are not quite big enough for them to like for me to wrap them on the hoops, but they will do it on their own. So that's just how this Hoya looks with the tendril, or with the bamboo trellis. Very nice Hoya, super easy to care for. However, it is kind of easy to get infested with like some kind of pests, mealybugs, thrives, aphids. So just be careful and keep watching the new growth, because that's where the problem is. Also with my Hoya Tajantas malangensis, if you guys saw my video. Alright, so the next Hoya that I'm gonna be putting in hoops will be on bamboo trellis is HOYA Cardiophylla, as you guys can see right here. This Hoya, it's very nice because the leaves are kind of like rounded, and they're kind of like wavy on the sides. The leaves are very thick, and it's a very nice grower. It's kind of fast if you give it the right climate, but the leaves to me are very unique because they look very circular and they have very waves on the sides, and it just looks like it has wavy hair for a Hoya. So this Hoya came in this hoop, in this trellis, which I already took off. Let me show you the size of the hoop, of the tendril. It's a huge tendril, guys. Look at this. You guys see this? It's a huge tendril. So I'm gonna give her a 18-inch bamboo trellis, so that it could wrap itself onto it. Because yeah. Like I always say, guys, the more you give your plants something to trellis on, the better they'll look, and the more rewarding it'll be for them to grow. Because when a Hoya has something to wrap itself onto, it just takes off like crazy. For some reason, Hoyas that I have growing in bamboo trellises like this, they just grow astronomically, impressively fast. So I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna keep the butterfly clip in here just because why not? And I'm gonna give her another butterfly clip here on the side. This will be the butterfly Hoya. But there you go. Here, that's how it looks on the bamboo trellis. Doesn't that look much better? This looks way much better. It's a little flimsy actually, so I will put a little bit of soil once I take it out. But definitely it looks way better in the bamboo trellis than it did on the other medium, which was kind of small. But yeah, here you go. HOYA Cardiophylla, and it has new growth on the sides. I know you guys can see it right there. Super nice Hoya. I really like it. HOYA Cardiophylla. I feel like I said that name multiple times. HOYA Cardiophylla, HOYA Cardiophylla. Alright guys, and the last Hoya that I have here, it's a very hard Hoya to take care of for me. I've been struggling. It's very nice and lush. It hasn't lost leaves, but it hasn't really grown for me. I think I am gonna take it outdoors, and I'm gonna give her more humidity. I have it in my kitchen window, and it just really hasn't grown much. It does have some new growth coming on this stem, and some new growth coming out over here, but compared to the rest of the Hoyas, it's not doing much. So this is the old hoop that I had, my HOYA Cardiophylla, which I'm not gonna use, and I'm actually gonna use this clean one. So I got this also from a seller online, and I like it for smaller, slower growing Hoyas like this one. So this one is growing in regular soil, and I'm gonna see if maybe it needed a hoop like this to grow on, because for some reason it's just not doing it for me. So yeah, it's just a very quick little hoop that I'm gonna give this plant. I'm actually gonna give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe, you know what, I'm gonna use this one as well, just because why not. I'm gonna give this plant 2 hoops so that it could wrap itself onto, because I feel like it needs it. Okay guys, so there you go. This is the Hoya and the hoop. It looks much better now, much fuller, but yeah. Okay guys, so this is it. It was just a quick video, and I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I have, that if you guys have Hoyas that are just growing tendrils like crazy without any leaves, and you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Probably the Hoya is asking for something to latch its tendrils onto. Remember, once a Hoya latches its tendrils onto something, it'll start growing leaves, and they'll look very nice. And actually, as I'm saying this, there is a spider on my HOYA Irina. Oh my god, a little baby spider. Wow, I just killed it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys found this video helpful, and you guys liked what you saw, and entertaining as well. So remember that I'm always here for you. If you guys have any questions, you can always send me a message. Follow me on Instagram. I'll leave my Instagram fan handle somewhere right here. And yeah, so guys, remember to drink water, water your plants, and trellis your plants as well, especially right now during, you know, hotter days, like summer days. So thank you so much for watching. Kapag arigatou gozaimashita. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching. Kapag arigatou gozaimashita. Bye. Kapag.